welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I trust that you enjoyed the first part of the show tonight. Well, we continue. Sasa saizi maneno inawaka moto. That's why I'm wearing red. You asked for her. I went and looked for her. The one and only Mwangangi. Woohoo! Yani na feel kama hapa if we want to key audience yani unajua uingie ukistart nini. How are you feeling?
I'm fine, thank you, babe.
Karibu TV47.
Oh, thank you.
You look amazing.
So do you? Thank you.
Yani uko mrembo hivyo tu. Si filter by the way. By the way, and si filter ni mrembo. Let me ask you, actually this week you celebrated your birthday.
Yes.
Tell me about it. Yani I was looking at your WhatsApp status. Mtu anakutumia so, mwingine anakutumia 50, mwingine anakutumia 422,000. Hey! First of all, ilifika ngapi alafu, who are these people who are sending you this money?
Friends that I've acquired with time. And so I'll say that people who celebrate me as a person and what we have been able to achieve so far. People who have met in my line of duty. So basically, mabeshte. Yeah.
But let me ask you, because I remember like I was following you on your WhatsApp status.
Yeah.
And like, telling, oh, tomorrow is my birthday. And everybody's excited about their birthday. So how much did it total to? Ilikuja ikafika how much? Ilu ulitumiwa na kila mtu?
I don't know.
Ujui?
Sijaka chini, nikafanyiwe hesabu. I don't know. Because mostly I think it's for another cause. Mostly because they know I have an event coming on. So I think mostly was draining on to that. Because we have an event coming on 29. So basically, yeah, tutahesabu event ikifika.
Please look hesabu tuambie because I'd want to know. Guys, we should have seen that WhatsApp status. But it's great to have you here on the show.
Thank you.
Let me ask you, now celebrating your birthday, I know you don't ask women, their ages.
Yes.
Right? But ukitaka kutuambia pia ni sawa.
Yeah.
But what have you learned so far and what are you grateful for with regard to celebrating your birthday this year?
Age is a blessing, like getting old is a blessing. I hear people usually use it in terms of women as an insult. Oh, unazeeka.
Unazeeka, umechapa beti, umebeat.
But it's a blessing in disguise because I've been able to serve people who would have wanted to live a little bit longer. So basically for me, take home is it's the grace and the sufficiency of God to see another turning with no form of illnesses. I'm not going through any crisis. So basically for me, it's a Thanksgiving moment, just being alive and healthy, just the small things that really matter. That's why I didn't even celebrate the birthday. Because I felt I owe that year to God because it's been a rough year, but the fact that it has come to an end in that highlight of just being okay, in a good mood, and just counting blessings one by one.
I love that.
It's been amazing.
So do you want to tell us how old umegonga ngapi? Yangu kuna kwa mtandao, yako ni ngapi?
Well, let me say it might be the last 20s of my time.
Okay.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
Let's keep it at 16 years.
Basically.
Let's keep it at 16. But many people also don't know that you actually, you are based in Laikipia.
Yes.
Even when I was calling you, nilikuwa nafikiria tu kwa hapa tu Nairobi, we can do the interview.
Yes.
Then how long have you been at Pop Benedict?
Oh, wow. Since 2019. I've been working there since 2019. We're in 2025, heading 26. So I've worked here for around 6 years.
Okay.
Yes.
6 years.
Yes.
Now let's come to the way that you came, to the fore of this country, the way people came to know you. Like, I was reading about you and you are the most sought after mortician. First of all, the attention that you've gotten from Kenyans, like right from the protests, them seeing a beautiful woman doing something that is against the grain. First of all, how did it start? That first of all, you even thought of becoming a mortician?
The thought of becoming a mortician?
Yeah.
Well, it goes way back, way back. I lost the most important person in my life. That is my mom. And honestly, me seeing her the last times, I was like, I didn't know it's a cause. When you're not faced death and you're facing it for the first time, usually just go to people's funerals just for the vibes and being like, oh, casket, naka white, hair convoy, chakula, walikuwa wamevaa, they're crying. So until it happens to you, reality hits home that death is real.
Yeah.
So when I saw my mom, I never thought like there is anything called a mortuary. Mimi nilikuwa nadhani watu wekwa hosi na madaktari.
Ngoja, like huko unajua like if somebody, you know, like dies.
I was 16 years, so you can only imagine I was young.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about death.
And you also don't know the inner workings of what happens after.
Yes, so I think coming forward is a lot has influenced to me becoming a mortician, but basically is what I lacked when I was grieving my mom. The support, the understanding of what grief can do to somebody. So basically I work for the dead to sustain the living. I think that's the best way I can put it.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Could you repeat that again? That's quite powerful.
I work for the dead to sustain the living.
All right, so you're saying that from the experience that you had after you lost your mom, and reading about it, it was a really like a remarkable point of your life, right? So after that, you just saw like the way, you know, the dead are being treated or the families are being treated at that time was not good enough.
Yes.
So at that point, what is it that you wanted to change? And also, maybe even before you answer that, how is it that your mom was treated that you really felt like, no, this should not happen and I want to do better?
I think it had a lot to do with not understanding death. You know what you don't understand, you fear. So basically, we are cultured to fear things we don't understand, like death per se. So until you lose somebody very close to you, that's when you understand, but this thing is real. And when you don't have the manual around grieving or people to support you really. So basically that pushed me. It's, I think, one of the key elements that made me become who I am today. The serving of people, because I didn't get the comfort that I needed, the validation of it's okay to grieve, it's okay to cry, you have lost a very important person in your life. So these are things I did post. You know, post-funeral. And I was like, I really felt sick and it was so bad. So I just promised myself, if I'm able to hold someone's hand and give them what I did not get when my mom went to be with the Lord, I think basically I'll be doing something for somebody. And in the way, I still heal in the process. When a tear at a time, you see, the more I wipe the tears of the people, they don't know they're also healing me in the journey. Yeah. So basically the passion also comes from my own healing. Yes, basically,
So you're saying that being a mortician, like your work does not start or stop with the, you know, the deceased, right? Like it also warrants you to go the extra mile of being there for the family. And you're saying that is something that you did not get.
Yes.
But don't you think that maybe morticians, the way they have, maybe the way they've done the trade for a long time, they just know indo kazi, tunalipa kufanya hivi. There's no emotional connection that they feel they have to give to the family.
So basically, we are not cut out of the same cloth. And everybody has their own agendas. Everybody, there are people who are pulled in for the money or part of it. There are people who are pulled in for their own interests. And there are those like me who are pulled in for, you know, our healing, our just wanting to see the community better and stuff. So basically, whatever I orchestrate behind the closed doors, it's not, the dead do not really need anything from me. Trust me, when you're kwa meza, they need nothing from me. So whatever I orchestrate behind the curtains, it basically goes to the ones who are left behind. They're the ones I try to heal. They're the ones we're trying to come through for. By making this person look, you know, good, it heals them some type of way. It gives them a lot of closure.
Not seeing a family member like really in a bad position.
Yeah. So it gives them a lot of closure. So through orchestrating that sacred thing, I think it brings a lot of closure to the one who have remained behind. It makes the grief a little bit bearable, as much as it doesn't take it away generally, just a tiny little bit. That's why
oh my goodness, you're brilliant. Like, I'm just looking at you, I'm just like, you're saying your late 20s, but I feel like you've really lived it. Going back to, you know, first of all, your roots. I want to continue with that conversation, but from a different point of view. First of all, you studied cosmetology, is it?
Yes.
That one is very different, you know, from what you started doing. I want you to take me through the first experience that you had, not you know, with your mom. Of course, that was a very different situation. But now you have gone through the studies. First of all, you can also tell us, what did you study? In case there's somebody watching and they're like, I would want to be like Anne. But, you know, how was the first experience? Like you said, we fear death. We fear dead bodies and all that. How was it like? It wouldn't break it down.
So I think unajipeanga pep talk. Because now this
is the first time.
Yes, this is a career. The government does not tell you, yo, come and ufanye course.
So basically, so
it's something you choose for yourself, and you have to really give yourself a pep talk. So for me, I had beaten the odds of fear. You know, fear is an illusion. But now what bothered and triggered me mostly was the smell.
That's the only thing.
That is something that almost made me quit. The smell. I think when you have a sensitive nose, working in a cold room, it's not for the faint-hearted. My friend, you gag
Oh, is it?
Oh,
so that
God.
was the first time?
Yes, I gagged, and then the one who was orienting me was like, imagine uko uta survive.
Yeye amezoea yani ako sawa.
Imagine uko uta survive.
Unaingia pale unakotule.
And then uko atutemangi mate. I remember that's what they told me the first time. Uko jua kuda kuteba mate. So
Unameza tu.
So we found, I realized it can be done. The mortuary doesn't have to smell, especially if it's an equipped mortuary. It's all about how you handle the body. It's all about studying how to eradicate the smell. You come up with new ways. If it warrants you to go and get that brand ya kukuja, you know, the softeners, the clothes softeners.
Yes.
Pouring on top of those bodies to make the smell go away. The mothballs is nekangwa kwa urinal.
Yes.
If it means crushing them and sprinkling all over the place to, you know, absorb the odor. I think you learn, and I hacked the system, and I was like, by the way,
so what do you normally use for the bodies that you take care of?
Whatever I've just told you right now, the mothballs, yes, and the clothes softeners, you still like the ones that the downies and stuff.
Yes, sure.
So basically, when you hack it and just washing the body and disposing the clothes as stipulated,
yes.
I think you will hack the system. By the way, I serve in one of the cleanest mortuaries of the facility in this country, one of the cleanest.
Wow.
Like people get there and they're like, uko ndo morgue. As if they're expecting to get somewhere else where there is smell, and then some come in holding their breath. You know, like there is the understanding of mogunuka. So when they come, you see, like, mtu hata high exhale. I'm like, wait, pumua tu, imagine akunuki, you know. Some will, uko na mask. And you're like, imagine, ingia alafu. Ukiingia kunuke nitakupea mask. And they're like, haya, ni huku.
So it's actually clean. But of course, we have to agree that there are others that are really, of course, most of them in the country, they're in some sort of situation. All right, you know, the thing that you're talking about is so easily. And I'm just trying to put myself in your shoes, right? I know all of us are, you know, cut from different cloths. Like, in my yangu hata material, haezi tosha. Ebu sasa nikuulize, like, okay, fine. So you smell, but how about just the idea of being around like death? Like that is your career every day.
Yes.
A lot of us, like, we thrive when we see people. There's hugs, there's talk, there's laughter along the corridors in our workplace. But sasa wewe uko na mahali na wase wamenyamaza, like wamenyamaza like forever. Like that thing doesn't scare you apart from the smell. Like for you to ni harufu peke yake.
So I think what you understand with time, people say it's kuzoea, but what you understand with time is that these are people like us. The only thing is that the system has given up on them. The heart is no longer beating, and now there goes the process of the post-mortem. So the body wanting to self-digest and everything. So basically, when you understand that, like this is you, this is the future you, and the way you'd want to be taken care of, that's the way you take care of this person. So will you want people to run away from you? No. There will be always somebody who has been graced enough to do what most people cannot, what people shy away from doing. So basically for me, I would say, ni neema. This is all grace. I wouldn't say it's by might. I know too much. There are people in the industry who have spent 30 years. They have experience in the same job. But I can say the grace of God is what sustains somebody in such kind of a situation. So
what challenges like do you face? Okay, because I feel like yani it's like you're not part of your job so much that those things don't scare you like they would scare maybe a normal person, like, or any other person in another career. What are the challenges that you face in that kind of situation?
Challenges are many, but I think I'm not a complainer. When me say me see complainer, I always find a way to hack what is happening around me. So challenges are there. Number one, let me tell you, people usually tell us, mnalipwa fiti. But then let me tell you, oh my God, the most forgotten and the most underpaid professions in the medical facility, and without fear, is mortuary science as a practice. I think we are the most underpaid and the most unrecognized lot. People don't, and then this is the inevitable. You see, sometimes you sit down and you see they are really equipping the state-of-the-art theaters. Not all of us will end up in theaters, but for sure everybody will end up in the morgue. And they don't invest, especially the government facilities. They don't invest much. So, and then the notion around it, I think it makes it even now worse. But basically, I would say one of the challenges is money. Yes, money is one of the biggest challenges. Yes.
So let me ask, kama ni range kama ya how much? Ndo tujue like Kenyans, at least if we are gonna like TV47 to do kunje tuseme like watu yani wanafaa kulipwa vizuri.
Just Google.
Like, what is like,
just Google.
The highest can be like what? Say like,
I wouldn't say the highest, because again, it depends who you're working for. Me, I work for a Catholic Italian-based facility. Yeah. So it's different for us. Okay. So you cannot compare us with people who are working in like public facilities who are paid 20 Gs per month. 20. Yeah, when ukitoa hizi vitu zote na end up na 13K per month. With that kind of job and how it requires it takes a lot from you as a person. But again, you just work through it a day at a time. But actually the salary ranges are not something you even want to talk about. Yes.
Let me ask you, so that is the biggest challenge, pesa. But the pesa nakuanga challenge kila mtu. Hata mshapa tukiuliza nani ako na shida pesa. Yeah. So it's just basically it's money, not even like, do you guys normally do like guidance and counseling, like therapy, or do you get so much insight into that career that you no longer need these things, like your heart becomes maybe cold, so to speak? I think
debriefing happens when you're in the first lap of your career, the first 3 years. After that, I think your heart relates to everything that is going on. So you get used to, you familiarize with the environment and the job. Right. So it comes with the first 3, and the first 3 years are the hardest. You really need to debrief, because you'll be taking a lot of emotions home and stuff. So yeah.
And talking about emotions, are there like families maybe you meet or that you remember that maybe strikes out as one of the biggest memories that you'll ever have of a family maybe that you interacted with, they had lost their loved one, that will always be in your mind, in your heart? Do you take those things home? Like the way we see doctors losing a patient and they break down and cry, do you also like experience that with families?
Of course. I think my biggest hurdles are kids. Me and babies, trust me, hata naweza hepa job ndo nisihudumie mtoi.
Oh, really?
Like it doesn't settle.
There is it. I was looking for a soft spot from this girl.
Yeah, it doesn't sit well with me. Like I can encoffin a baby, you understand? So nakwanga tu zile za well nifanyeni, but mimi siko huko. You know, I will walk into any other messy situations, blood, and I'm comfortable. But when it comes to kids, just seeing them, then the lost vision, the snatched dreams. And then, you know, when you're offloading a parent, when I talk about
what does that mean?
Let's say a mother had gone to like take a referral to a child, maybe was transferred to another facility. There's the way they hold them.
Yes.
And then wanafika kwa emergencies and they are told your child is no longer there. So they have to make their way around the morgue. So the mother still comes holding the baby in shawls and stuff. Yes. Let me tell you, Betty, the hardest thing you'll do is to take that child away. The weight, yani unakwanga hukwangi umemrahisishia, you have actually left her weight and you're now bearing her weight. You understand? To them, no matter what you're going to do, sijui how they view you, they are like, you're part of taking. You're part of taking. Unajua mtu mzima ako na history. The baby has no history. So it's a lost dream, a snatched event and stuff. So it becomes inakwanga tricky.
Yeah, I can imagine the baby. That would be really hard. So those are the days that you take a long lunch.
Oh, I do, yeah.
There's something that you said when we started and you were like, people fear what they don't know.
Yes.
So maybe now that you're here, now at least we know the offloading. I didn't know that. Like, what is the process when, somebody dies? Like, what happens after that? Like, I know there's embalming. I know we don't have to go scientific because some of us fail in biology and everything. But like, what is the process? Maybe just a little bit of a lesson for us to know.
The process of receiving a body or something?
Yeah, like what happens until now, the point where now they are ready now to be.
Okay, so the first thing that you do once you have, like, we call them clients, because either way there are clients, is to first of all identify like the cause of death and where they died from, so that you can get the legal documents for them, and to know how best to don and off, like when you tava, to gear yourself up. So it varies. The way I'll gear up for somebody who's dying out of diabetes is not the same like from a crime scene. So that varies a lot. So you pick them from the claim, put them in the stretcher and then into the embalming table. Number one, the first thing is always to wash the body. You need it to be very clean, again, for the order part of it. Number two is also to check if the person had any significant injuries and bruises that needs to be noted. Because sometimes you'll have an amputee, somebody who had lost a leg some time back, somebody who doesn't have an ear, and you have to document. Otherwise, people will come back and be like,
alikosa masikio moja.
Sio mguu yake iko wapi? Even the smallest scars, you have to document.
Got you.
Then from there, after washing the body, you need to, you know, appreciate these features, closing of the eyes and the mouth, all right? Because you're not going to present a body with the eyes wide open and the mouth wide open. So you stitch the mouth and close the eyes. So from there, now you pat the body dry, then you oil the body, and then you stipulate the body. Now you put a tag on it because we use admission numbers. This is where you lose your identity and your titles. You become an admission number, basically. There is no address of Dr., Mr., Mrs. You're basically a number. Because it's hard to lose numbers. So you basically put the body now into, you apply the oils, you put it on the lodging bay in the fridges, and then you go document. And then they will also come in the period of stay, you're going to have viewings, people coming for closure purpose of it. So you present the body for viewing. After that, now it's when they come now to pick their loved ones. So that's when you do dressing, and then you do coffin, and just make sure like the person looks good. If you're trying to set any features, do makeup, grooming in terms of shaving, braiding the hair, unbraiding the hair. So basically, yes, those are accessorizing the body. And then you clear the body and they're out of their way to go and, you know, bury their own.
That's like a different, I'm listening to you like it's such a different world.
Yes.
Wow, but it's good to know. It's always good to know what happens. We're about to start one year, but I have a couple more questions. What can you say you've seen are the biggest improvements with your job, right? Because like you mentioned, we see now people are able to do makeup, they're able to do nails of their loved ones. What do you think are those things, or what have you seen so far that make you feel, okay, this thing is actually improving, people are taking this as, you know, it's not like a taboo or a crime to die, but things are getting better. What are the aspects that you
If I showed you my DMs right now, 90% are young people trying to ask about my career, trying to ask, where do I go to school to?
Oh, good.
Where do I study?
Yeah.
And when you see like there is an overflow of these institutions trying to a point even they are told they are not taking any more till next year. Like you feel there is an impact. This is a career that wasn't talked about much. People feared, it was very speculated, like, apana. But saizi, the fact that people are putting their foot forward and be like, I want to do what Mwangangi does. Which school did you go to? How long is the course? How much do I pay? You know, those kind of things. You know you're headed towards a brighter future and a brighter days coming.
I love that. Honestly, you've inspired a lot of people to do that, and I'm sure even schools are going to open, more schools are going to open up, and you've done such a great job. You know, someone anaona udem ni msupu anafanyaje, yani how is she a mortician? But you've been able to, you know, to inspire people, and that's a great thing. All right, so there's so much more to talk about, but I want us to talk about your book. Finally, you've even written a book.
Yes.
And this Gen Z's ndo wamekupush. We'll talk about Gen Z's later. But talk about your book, 29th November, you're launching it. Tutakuja, but talk to us about, what is it about?
So basically, I am talking about my coming into. How did I come to this industry? What propelled me to the industry? What have I learned? What are my take-homes? What is unmade of? What are my fears in line of my duty? Because people think I'm this strong,
hardcore,
you know, like,
cold-hearted.
Wewe kuna kitu naweza kukushtua. Trust me.
Kuna kitu naweza kushtua.
Oh my God, I think everything.
Mimi nakuona hapa, mimi naona wewe ni gwiji.
No, that is what I project, because I want people to borrow strength. You know, you cannot give what you don't have. So I need to have a strength that people will see from. But again, inside me, there's this little girl, I also have my own insecurities. I have my own troubles, my own, you know, cries. So basically that is me selling myself out there and telling people my story. not what I put on TikTok, but there is a very big story behind, and there's a lot of people don't know about me. You know, people see online and they think they have figured you out. There is a lot about you that you don't get to tell people. And because I wanted to leave a footprint for generations to come, I decided, let me take this opportunity of this quietness. Again, I work in a very quiet environment.
I'm sure.
I'm like,
nobody's talking.
Let me be busy with my laptop and tell the world my story as it is. So we are celebrating it. The book is finally done 2 years down the line. The book is finally out. What's
the name of the book?
The Diary of a Mortician by Mwangangi. So basically we'll be launching it at 29th November at the Glee Hotel. So it's a black tie event. That dress we need to borrow. We'll be wearing
don't worry. There's plenty where it came from.
Yes.
So 29th at the Glee.
November, yes. From
is everybody invited? I'm sure that there are fans who want to go and see Anne for the first time.
Yeah, so there are formalities. to be used. Again, you need a lot of planning for it.
Yeah, sure.
So basically, the invitation cards are sent per compliance of the requirements. Yes.
All right. So, but then we'll be able to buy the book. Come on, invite you for the for the launch. Don't worry. You can actually just buy the book. So how much is it going to be retailing for?
The book will be retailing for 2,000 shillings.
All right, that's good. So hapo ndo story yote ya Anne.
Yote.
I love that.
Yes.
Congratulations. We'll be there to support you. Even as you say, maybe I can pull a few favors. Who knows?
Thank you so much.
But we really appreciate your work, and you've done so well, inspiring so many people.
Thank you.
So let me ask you. Let's talk about the Gen Zs, Manzi. You know, team protest. You know, I was reading about the comments like they were making. Mimi nikikuja kwako sijui niweke mali kona yangu iko na charge.
Oh my God.
I was saying, what were you thinking when you were saying those comments? That time people are sending you money in case you need.
Do you know I didn't know what was happening?
You didn't know about the protest?
I didn't. I knew there was a protest, but I was working. So I'm wondering, mbona views zangu zina skyrocket? And then I'm seeing M-Pesa 1 bob, 1 bob, 2 bob. I'm like, what's going on? So when I settled down, a friend of mine called me.
And there were like many.
Yeah, a friend of mine called me and was like, where, una trend? I'm like, guy, nimefanya nini? Okay, I thought it's for the wrong reasons. So I'm going through TikTok now, and Mwangangi tunaenda sleepover kwa Mwangangi. I'm like, oh, hell no.
Yeah. And I remember like you were saying, before even you caught whatever was happening, you actually came out and said like, guys, this is serious.
It is. It is. I know, like, we can make fun about it. That is a very heavy subject. By the way, like, now they were taking it as a light joke. I was like, oh God, just take care of these words, because this is becoming too much even for me as a person. It was overwhelming, because now you've attracted the attention of so many people, even the ones you didn't want to attract the attention. Everyone wants to look into you and know, oh, you ni nani, Gen Z, mwenzao, you know. I was like, please don't put me in trouble. Please don't.
Oh my goodness. What a pleasure it has been speaking to you. And we will come for the book and we'll read it and we'll buy it. I just want you to quickly just give a message to other morticians, because honestly, listening to you, I feel like you have so much heart in what you do. Maybe whatever you'll say, maybe it will make other morticians maybe feel like, actually, I don't have to really hate this job. Actually, I can be there for the parents or the families who are left behind alive as I take care of their kin. Maybe you can talk to them.
So what I will say is service has two things. It either carries blessings or curses. So basically just be passionate about what you do and watch what God can do with your life. Passion and grace are aligned. I think God is not stopped at what he can offer. So basically me, I'm a product of grace and prayer. So I will say all these and what I've been able to achieve, basically it's all owed to God and the passion I have for the people that I serve.
Hey, preach! Man, you should add like motivational speaker into that. You're also a farmer, you do so many things. And it has been such a pleasure having you on this show tonight. Thank you for coming to TV47. And you know what? We're going to come for the book. We're going to talk about it on Instagram and TikTok. Imagine she has 422,000 followers since January, after her account of 622 was hacked last year. Kudos, girl.
Thank you.
All right, one big good night. Say good night. Let's say good night to our lovely audience. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching.
Thank you so much.
That was amazing.